Welcome everybody to episode 4 of Hops and Dragons. We're going to leap into rules on jumping, showcase what's likely to be our actual first useless item, and then we're going to teach you how to cast actual spells.
But first,
D&D.
but first, we drink. Oh, I got nothing.
Did I get it? Did I get it?
You did. I got nothing. You win.
This is a massive can of beer.
It is. Let's see if I can pour this up without. All right. So, as we mentioned in the pre-show, tonight, mine doesn't look like it's carbonated. That's okay. I'll still drink it. So tonight we have a different sponsor. Normally we have a brewery that sponsors us, and we have a little sip and have their beers. But we do have a different sponsor this week. However, you can let us know what you're drinking, Mr. Tilly.
I can? I'm drinking a blonde.
Yeah.
It's from the West Coast.
Yeah.
It's in a massive can. It's more than a pint in the can.
It's like a liter, isn't it?
It's like a liter can, yeah, which was really actually hard to pour. It's it's a bit fruity for a blonde, actually. It's not bad.
Extra esters. Oh yeah, so I'm drinking. The chat chose an IPA for me. I had an IPA and a wheat, and I poured up the IPA. That is a really dark brown IPA. So it's not bad. I like it. I enjoy it. We don't need to go into too much details because of the fact that it's not a sponsor beer. So
No, but beers.
So
it's really sweet. It's really sweet. But cheers.
Cheers indeed. Right, so our sponsor tonight, we'll get to that. It is, if you guys notice the beautiful overlay that we have, the icons, the logos, all that kind of stuff, that was all done by our designer. And you can find her. There we go. So it is Anna Bullock Design, and you can find her on Facebook at Anna Bullock Design, on Instagram at acolleen221.
Just put the links in our Twitch chat.
The links are in our Twitch chat, and for anybody watching on YouTube afterwards, this is it's going to be in the doobly-doo down below. So you can go give her a check. You can check her out. She does a lot of fun art, different styles and everything, and she's done all of the overlays and everything that you see here tonight. Lots of fun stuff. I think I lost you, Tilly. Uh-oh. I'm holding this show by myself now. Trouble. Okay, so we got we had a little bit of a crash here, but like I said, if you guys want to check her art out, she does take commissions if anybody is interested in paying for something to be done. And she does absolutely outstanding work and some really, really on brand seasonable stuff. So if you want something for Halloween, bear with us while we sort out Mr. Tilly. Maybe it's me. Did I get out of here? Oh, look at that. It was me. I don't know how that happened.
I don't know. I missed you, though.
Did you? Aw.
I was so lonely.
Everybody welcome Tilly back.
Hi.
So our sponsor tonight, Anna Bullock Design. You can check out the links there in the Twitch chat or down below.
I don't know what you said. What I was going to say before I got rudely sent by myself in the corner. She plays in our home game, and she sits, I think I might have said this in stream before, but she sits like the far end of the table from me, and every now and again I'll just see her head down and she'll just be like scratching on a piece of paper, and then at the end of a couple hour session there's like, here's this art. Like, how the hell did that just happen? Like, full blown character portrait. Like, it's incredible.
She drew one of the characters in our game. She drew her, I think she was a cleric, with a big sword and somebody's head cut off and was just like holding it. It was epic.
It was dope.
Cool.
Before we move on, share your Discord screen with me again.
Okay.
Well, I'm behind, man. I'm behind.
All right.
There you go.
let's get back into it. We apologize about the technical difficulties. It is a live show. It's going to happen. Hasn't happened since episode 2, though. So, all right.
Batting like 50-50 here, man. This is going great.
I know, right? Well, we've got 5 episodes. We did an episode 0.
It's true. It's true.
We had a pep talk beforehand, and it was, okay, so we're going to get through this, and let's try and stay on track, and let's not ramble, and let's stay to the script.
Never going to happen.
So,
Never, ever. Never going to happen.
So here we are. All right, so the first segment that we do every single episode, is something that you might not know, but every single time you create a new character, you are supposed to roll for a trinket. You roll I have a D1 or D20 up. I need a D100. Sorry. You roll a D100 and pick from a table, and you pick a trinket that you can keep with you. And we do that every episode and try to work it into a roleplay scenario.
I think it's your turn technically, but if you, I got your back if you get stuck.
Uh-oh. Well, so we'll head over to Google with their trusty dice roller. Let's get rid of that D20. And 2 D10s. The first one is going to be the 10s.
Double digits. Yeah.
And let's roll them. So is that is that a 70 then? Or a 60?
I think it's a 60 because it's a 6 and a 0.
Yeah, you're right. It is because you couldn't get 60 any other way. So 60 it is.
60.
Maybe
What's
that
60?
Maybe that should be our rules you may not know segment for next week.
It might be next week. Yeah. Do you have it up? I have it here.
Yeah. Sorry. So number 60. A glass eye. How would you use a glass eye in a roleplay scenario? Is it a glass eye that you could like actually need and use? Could you like gouge out your own eye and use it?
Maybe.
I don't know. I think you could use that as a like intimidation tactic or something like that, and you just use it as a that was what you did. You always talked to your eye or something that before you cast a spell and just freaked people out.
Good. I think it'd be neat, like if you were a rogue or something, you could get like a hollowed out glass eye, maybe, so you could like hide something in it. I don't know, what could you fit inside an eye? Like a ring? Or I don't know.
You could, yeah.
Drugs? Not drugs.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
But like, I mean, one of the funniest characters ever, Pirates of the Caribbean, that pirate going around with the fake eye, it's all kinds of hijinks.
Oh, 100%. You can totally mess with people with a fake eye. And I think that's appropriate given the fact that we are in spooky season.
Yeah. I like it.
All right, cool. So if you guys ever want to check out this, I thought that I had a link. Trinket. Yeah, if you guys want to check it out, we're just using the aided.org, and they have all the trinkets, but you can find it anywhere on online.
Mm-hmm.
I think that works. There we go. We should have used chat to be able to roll a trinket. I forgot that I added that. I keep adding custom chat commands and completely forgetting about them.
That's all good.
That's right. So that was a trinket. If you guys can come up with a better use of a glass eye in a role playing way, you can let us know in the comments or in chat. Our next segment is our rules you may not know.
Are you ready?
It's time for
So yeah, rule you may not know this week, just because it came up in some discussions, especially with the recent release of Baldur's Gate 3 and how kind of hacks the jump/disengage function is. So for everybody following along with their player's handbooks, this is on page 182 of the player's handbook for 5th edition. We're talking about jumping. So in previous editions, you had to roll to jump. There was a bit like an athletics check or something you had to make. In 5th edition, that's gone. Basically, your strength score, the number that you rolled when you first made your character, determines how long you can jump. And your modifier determines how high you can jump. Kind of.
Kind of.
Well, +3. Whatever your modifier is, +3. Minimum of 0. You can't jump negative because that would still just be jumping. But yeah, so long jump is you can cover the number of feet equal to your strength score if you move at least 10 feet first. But that jump counts as part of your movement. So if you're like a dwarf or a halfling, something that only has 25 feet of movement, and let's say you have a strength score of 20, if you run 10 feet, you can only, even though your strength score will allow you to jump 20, you can only jump 15. Because it counts as part of your movement. Right. And that includes even if you have the jump spell on you to let you triple your jump distance, you can still only jump your movement.
Which makes sense now that I've played a bunch of Baldur's Gate 3, because it's very, very evident in that game because you jump all the time.
All the time.
In that
but
game,
you can't. Whoops, sorry. Go ahead.
In that game, though, you can jump to avoid opportunity attacks.
Yeah, which is different. In 5th edition, that's 2 different actions or bonus actions, depending.
Yeah.
But it. Oh, go ahead.
And I don't know how I feel about that, because it's a, like, you constantly use your bonus action to jump away from people. So it's a little bit
constant.
It's a little bit cheesy, but
it works.
We'll see if they change it or keep it in.
Yeah, no, that's right. We'll see. But in 5th edition, jump is just a jump. You can make a standing jump for half your strength score. And there's some noodly rules there. Like that assumes you're jumping over, you're not jumping over an obstacle. You're jumping from like across a chasm or across a river. You don't have to jump over something. So you don't need to worry about the arc.
Right.
That makes sense.
Right.
And the high jump, like you said, is 3 plus your strength. If you move at least 10 feet before you jump, and like, it gives you rules. Like you can stretch out equal to 1.5 times your height, try to bat something. I mean, it's all there. Mm-hmm. But you don't have to roll is the key. Like if you can jump 15 feet and you want to jump over a river, you can just do that. You don't need to roll. There's no failing, which is nice.
Yeah.
If you have to jump over a chasm that's 100 feet down, there's no save or die mechanic in there. You can just jump.
That would be one intense roll.
Yeah, right? Right?
Are you sure you want to try? Yeah. That's something that I would 100% have to look up every time that I would try to jump as a DM, without a doubt.
Oh yeah, it's. I feel like it's infrequently used in combat, depending on your terrain.
Mm-hmm.
So it tends to not be something people know off the top of their head,
unless you play Baldur's Gate 3 and you use it every single time. But yeah, so it makes sense if you think of it as a disengage, as opposed to just a jump. So, I that makes a lot more sense to me now. You ready for the next section?
Let's move on, man.
Do you know what the next section is?
Oh, it's useless item of the week time. This is actually it. So we're 4 episodes in. The first 3 useless items of the week, we managed to find a way that they wouldn't be completely useless. I can almost guarantee you're not coming up with anything for this one.
I guarantee you that in chat or in the comments on the YouTube video, somebody will come up with a use for this.
Maybe.
I searched long and hard earlier today. I'm not gonna lie. All right, let's check it out. So this week's useless item of the week is the Amulet of Attunement. You want to give us a highlight here?
So it's a wondrous, very rare item that requires attunement itself. And when you wear this amulet, it grants you 1 additional attunement slot. So as you know, you get 3 attunement slots. This one takes 1, but uses 1.
So you end up with none.
You end up net gain 0.
That's right. The whole point of this segment, I usually set it up this way, but the whole point of this segment is to have a little bit of fun and to give you guys some ideas of fun and silly items to be able to either give your players or incorporate in your game somehow, just to have a little bit of fun, because D&D is fun.
Yeah, the my little story card next to on the right there. The idea was this is the player or the character who's trying to min-max his character a bunch, right? And looking for that extra attunement slot. We all know those attunement slots are a premium for good gear. So looking for that extra attunement slot. Well, I gave you one, kind of.
Yeah, that's clever. Actually, that's really smart. I like it. I appreciate it. So that's our useless item of the week. We will post these in our Discord channel, and we will link that in the chat and the doobly-doo as well. We're cruising through these sections here today.
It's all right. We'll go along somewhere else. It happens every week.
100% without a doubt. Cool. So the next section is news. You want to take the lead?
Yeah, so big week. I'm sure we've already talked about it a little bit. Baldur's Gate 3 came out on October 6th with Larian Studios, the creator, calling it a bigger than expected launch, which briefly broke Steam twice on launch day with just under 24,000 players on Steam alone at its peak, which is incredible.
74.
For early access game.
It was 74,000.
74,000, yeah, sorry. That's what I meant to say.
It's okay, I forgive you.
But yeah, I mean, and that doesn't include anyone who was playing on Stadia as well. So
Right.
it's pretty incredible. They've, like I said, only been out 9 days as of this video, but they've already had 3 hot fixes. The first one came out day after, fixed a handful of bugs, easy stuff. I mean, as we all know, game development is, programming. It's hard to do. Not everything can happen quickly, but stuff they can deal with quickly, they're getting dealt with to kind of help everybody play the game. Some other little news, Paul, if you can bring up the heat map there. In one of their community updates, I think this came out yesterday. If you scroll down, they talked a few things about some issues with their studios.
They literally had a flood, and the same time there was a fiber optic cable or something that was cut in Quebec.
Oh no!
It was the 3rd launch in a row where Larian has a power cut somewhere. So,
they have offices, I think, in like 5 different countries or something, which is pretty cool.
They've upscaled globally so that if one goes down, then it's not an. Is it now if we're defeated by water or electricity, please not both together. Yeah, their updates are worth reading. Like they're incredibly, like they're entertaining, and it's just them as a company, which is awesome.
Yeah, even in their license agreement for Baldur's Gate 3, there was some little Easter eggs hidden.
There was.
If you want to go digging.
Yeah, go check that out. They had this cake, which is awesome, and somebody stole Gale, and ate him.
He died like a lot. They had the stats on him. He died. What is that?
Way more.
333,758 or 57 times.
He's squishy. He's a wizard.
He's a wizard, right? We all know level 1 wizards suck.
That's right.
But this I found really interesting is they're actually tracking where characters and players are dying, so they can use it to kind of tune the game a bit, because you land, I guess, just near where the E is after your little intro, and that first heat bubble you fight 3 intellect devours, and man oh man, if you don't happen to have a friend by the time you get there, you are in trouble.
And now you know why, when we played through it the first time, I wanted to keep the intellect devour that we found.
Well, and go get that cleric right off the hop.
Yeah, I didn't do that the first time.
Which is interesting there, because that's that little orange spot to the top there, I think, is where you find Shadowheart. So she must be killing some people.
I'd say people probably tried to attack her just to see what happened, and she just
destroyed them. Yeah, I was gonna say destroyed them.
Yeah, 100%.
The other kind of funny bit of news from there, and this is on the Hotfix 3, it's a different page. They took an average, so the character creator for Baldur's Gate 3 is incredible. So many choices, so many colors, so many hairstyles, but they took the top choice from everybody's accounts, and we made a white dude. Yeah.
And like the most boring white dude ever.
The most basic white dude is what we made. Like there was tieflings, there was dwarves, there was elves. So many options, and we made a white dude.
We gave you demon eyes, horns, even tails. We are sorely disappointed. We worked hard on this.
But like, if you think about it, so I kind of thought about it makes sense. A lot of people, especially first time through games, tend to make heroic versions of themselves.
Yes.
Right? So I imagine this fits their player base a little bit, but it's still a little sad.
Definitely. It is, but I mean, like, I made me my first character. True. Right?
True.
Yeah, I curly hair, short beard. I completely made me, but I made me.
I get it.
The only reason why I made me is because I was saving making Artemis for our stream. when we
Fair.
streamed Baldur's Gate 3 live on this channel. So
See, versus the first character I made without playing with you was a tiefling wizard.
my next one's going to be Tiefling. I think it's going to be Tiefling Warlock, but that's pretty. Everyone's doing that.
Yeah, fair enough.
I just want to play with those demon eyes so bad.
Oh yeah, the all black, cool.
Yeah, all black, totally. I wish you could do something that would change it like in game. That'd be pretty epic too.
Yeah.
So the next part of the news, Tilly usually takes care of the D&D news. I take care of the Hops and Dragons news. If you guys tuned in last week, we had our subscription or subscriber emotes submitted to Twitch, but they hadn't approved it yet. Guess what? They've been approved. Our first one we decided to use. It is obviously very, very near and dear to our hearts. And anybody who's a subscriber can feel free to spam the shit out of that in chat right now. It is our first one. We do only have one slot right now. I think we need 2 more subscribers to be able to open up another one. And we have a bunch ready to go and designed and everything as well. So we're super excited to be able to unleash those onto the world. So once we get there, 2 more subscribers, and we'll unload a second one.
I'm excited.
And
The ones we have cheered up is amazing.
They're super cute. Like totally super cute. So I'm super excited.
Thanks for the sub there, Spock.
Yes, sir. So we need one more to open up another another slot. Thank you very much. We appreciate every one of our subscribers. And now that we actually have our emotes rolled out, we can actually give something back on top of ad-free viewing.
Yeah. And we have our badges are set up as well now.
They are, yeah. There are the D20 logo with the Hops and Dragons colors. If you look super close at it, you can see that it is filled with beer. It is the one that you see when on the screen there, right there. Is that one?
Yeah.
Just little and full color as well.
That one? I'm so bad at this. Hey, solid universe. Solid inverse.
I like it. I like both. I think that's our 15th then. So I guess we have another emote to be able to roll out. It'll take 48 hours though, unfortunately, because Twitch doesn't allow us.
And doesn't include weekend time, folks. Found that one out.
We did.
We were all psyched to have it ready to go for Sunday night. It was like, apparently Twitch doesn't work weekends.
No, they don't at all. And that's fair. They work hard, I'm sure.
I'm sure. Everyone deserves a weekend, man.
Definitely, for sure. So thank you very much, guys, for those subscriptions. We will roll that out. We're going to post in our Discord. We're going to post on our social media when we have them live and approved. And then you guys can pop back on Sunday and see them in action. They're so cute. I'm super, super stoked. I think we have our first hype train.
Almost our first hype train.
All right, 75%. We'll get there.
Stevie B coming with the bits.
Thank you for the bits. I kind of want to see that hype train go off. I don't know what's going to happen.
That'd be cool. I don't know either. I'm excited.
I completely lost my train of thought now. I got too excited. Where are we?
Stevie B going. I think we're done the news. We could get into our discussion topic for the evening. Do some learning.
All right, let's get over to learning.
Just a little bit of learning. So tonight, I guess we talked about how to make a character. We talked how to build encounters. We talked about conditions. Tonight, I figured it'd be a good place to start about probably the most common way that those conditions get put on players or get put on to monsters, and that's spells. So, I mean, my favorite way to play D&D, I'm a wizard at heart. Spellcasting, not, however, the most simple thing for new players. So bear with me as we run through spellcasting.
As a ranger that has, or as a player that has played a ranger for almost 3 years, spellcasting still boggles my mind. Can I just throw it at it? Can I just shoot it?
Yeah, no, not that easy. Well, it's not bad once you get a hang of it. And there's ways you can help yourself make it a bit easier. Best advice up front is Oh, sorry. I got distracted.
That's okay. We hit our hype train. Woohoo!
Hype train! Woo!
Well, that's fun.
That is fun. Thank you, everybody, for the bits.
And did you see the emote there on the hype train?
I did.
I picked that like a month ago, not knowing what it would do.
That was cool. Good job, Paul.
That was.
You'll be kept on. And good job, everybody else here in chat for the bits and the subs.
Thank you for getting us our first hype train, our first actual full proper hype train.
Yeah. Wow.
I think our second emote's going to be a train. No. The other ones are too cute.
I mean, I do love trains. I don't know.
Is there a hype train emote? There's got to be a hype train emote already there.
Choo choo. No?
You guys can find it.
All right. Where were we?
Something about how bad I am at casting spells.
When we edit the thing, we'll cut here.
That's right.
So basics of spell casting. There are cantrips or level 0 if you're coming from an older edition.
Yes.
All the way through 1 through 9 level spells. And your character gains levels, or as your character gains levels, they gain spell slots. You want to bring up that table there, Paul?
I can. Let's go.
All the main casters. Nope.
Wrong one.
Close. All the main casters, bards, clerics, druids, sorcerers, wizards. I think I got them all.
If you say so.
They all gain, they're called what we call full casters. They gain spell slots in this typical manner. Half casters like rogues, or not rogues, rangers and paladins are capped at 5th level spells. There's what they call third casters like arcane trickster rogues and eldritch knight fighters. They get a little less, and then off on their own, totally different thing that's its own episode later on, is warlocks.
Oh yeah, they deserve an entire episode on their own.
A whole thing on their own. But this is pretty predictable. You start off, you don't have very many. They're pretty hot commodity. Spell slots, they come back after a long rest for the most part. There are some ways to get them back quicker than that, but for the majority, you have these spell slots, and once you use them, they don't come back till you have a little nap.
A little nappy poo.
A little nappy poo. So cantrips, if you want to switch as well. Those, however, can be cast unlimited amount of times per day. They can do more mundane stuff like cast light, as you can see here, or do damaging stuff like firebolt or poison spray. The neat thing about damaging cantrips is they get stronger as your character levels. So as you can see here with firebolt, it goes up by an extra d10 when you hit 5th level, 11th level, and 17th level. That kind of keeps it in line with the melee and ranged fighters with their swords and their bows and stuff.
Because otherwise you just wouldn't use it.
Yeah, otherwise you just wouldn't use it.
Yeah.
But a small little tip, unlike the melee or the range casters that get to add their strength or dexterity to damage, as a rule, a general rule, there are some exceptions, you do not add your spellcasting modifier to any of your damage. It's just a straight roll.
See, I don't like that.
No, it's not great. It's a little bit of a bummer, but there are ways, like warlocks get it. There's ways clerics can, and some wizards, I think, as well. As
somebody who plays a ranger that unfortunately min-maxed all to hell, and has a lot of mods, I kind of enjoy that. I get saddened when it's just a straight roll. And it's like, I don't get to add anything to this. Okay.
No, that's it.
Just one dice?
No.
Okay.
No dice. No. All right, so spell slots. And the best way I can think to explain spell slots is think of spell slots like cannons. Everyone loves cannons. A level 1 spell slot is a small cannon. Level 2 is a bit bigger. Level 3 a bit bigger, right up to level 9, which is the biggest cannon. And spells themselves are like cannonballs. So as you can imagine, a level 1 cannonball can fit, quite easily inside a level 1 cannon. But it could also fit inside a level 2 cannon, level 3 cannon, because the diameter of the cannon is big enough that spell can fit in. But in the reverse, like a level 9 cannonball can only fit inside a level 9 cannon because the size there, right?
Makes sense. I like that.
So there's no once, like, if you prepare your spells or when you have your spells for the day, you can cast them as many times as you want. So if you have a level 1 spell that you just really love, like take magic missile or something at level 1, I mean, you can cast that at level 129. There's bonuses to casting them at higher levels. So, for example, if you want to haul up the other one there, Paul.
Apparently, we got
levels.
a level 1 hype train emote.
Whoop whoop.
Share? How do I share this?
I have no idea.
Great work. Emotes are being delivered to supporters. Oh, sweet. You guys, cool. Yeah, you guys unlocked some emotes. That's epic.
Nicely done, folks.
Pop that
We
cherry.
appreciate it.
Pop it.
Yeah.
Let's see it. Let's see everybody that got it. I want to see. Right. So, spells.
Oh, right. Back to spells. We'll cut here again. It's fine. So haul up the higher level spell sheet, please, sir.
See, this is the problem with doing a show live and like interacting with people at the same time, and like when exciting stuff happens.
It's super difficult.
That's right.
So this is a fireball spell. Everybody loves their fire blams. And it's typically a 8d6 fire damage when using a level 3 slot, but you can see at the bottom there where it says higher levels. If you cast at level 4, it does an extra d6, so on, so on, so forth. So like a level 4 would be 9d6, not 8d6. Make sense?
Makes sense to me.
All right, so leave this up here real quick. So run through the things here. So when you're looking at a spell, like we have here in front of us, you see casting time. Casting a spell is typically an action. Takes your whole turn in combat to do, but it can be a bonus action. Some spells are 1 minute, 10 minutes, or some that take an hour. Keep in mind, every round is 6 seconds. So if you're trying to cast a spell that takes a minute in combat, that's 10 rounds. So get comfy. It's not listed here, but some spells have a thing called concentration, which basically means you have to think about the spell every turn to keep it going, like if it has an effect. And you have to when you take damage, you have to make a constitution save of either half the damage you took or 10, whichever's higher. This gets forgotten a lot, as Paul can attest in our home game.
Yep.
You have your range there, so that's the range from you to your target. So this fireball has 150 feet, so that's 150 feet in any direction around you. It has components. So you see it has VSM. So V stands for verbal. That means you have to say something to cast a spell. I mean, you don't actually have to say anything at your table. You can come up with something if you want. But your character theoretically has to say something. That's why spells like silence are so powerful. If you can't talk, you can't cast fireball. The S stands for somatic. Somatic? I always get that word wrong. It's hand gestures if you're a hand talker. That's why you need to have a free hand. So typically, if you're a cleric or something, you can have a shield in one hand, but you have to have your other hand free so you can make gestures and whatever you need to do. Again, if you can't move your hands, you can't cast a spell.
Just think jazz hands.
Jazz hands, total jazz hands.
S stands for jazz hands. Or jazz hand. Just a one hand.
Sure, that works. And then you have the M stands for material component. As you can see here, a fireball is a tiny ball of bat, guano, and sulfur. Typically, those things are contained in component pouch, or if you have an arcane focus, will cover that. It's more just for flavor than anything else. But if you want to scroll down a little bit,
I think it'd be a really cool RP opportunity if you were in a cave and you could totally say, "Hey, there's definitely bat guano around here," and just like scoop it up and like threw it and turned it into a fireball. I'd be down.
that'd be cool. If you watch,
I'd give bonus points for that.
Oh, that'd be worth some inspiration for sure. That's cool. But as you can see here, so this is Hero's Feat. This is a higher level spell. You can see the casting time's a bit higher. But if you look at the material, it says a gem encrusted bowl worth at least 1,000 GP, which the spell consumes. So materials only really matter. They always kind of matter, but they only really matter when it gives a gold value. So in this case, you need to have a gem encrusted bowl with 1,000 gold. And once you cast Hero's Feast, that bowl is gone. If you want to cast it again, you need another one. Many high level spells like Resurrection need diamonds. It's all the same. However, there are some spells like Chromatic Orb is a level 1 spell that requires a diamond worth 50 gold, but doesn't consume it. So once you have that gem, you can put it in your pocket and keep using it every round if you need to.
Sweet. I did not know that. I thought all of the gem requirements were consumed.
No, it will specifically tell you if it consumes the material.
Cool.
If it doesn't, you still need to have that worth of item, but you can keep it forever.
The more you know.
Yeah. So there are some spells, like I said, you can cast as a bonus action. In general, if you cast a spell as a bonus action that has a spell level, rules as written say that then as your action, you can only cast a cantrip as a spell. Often this is homebrewed to a level 2 spell, but that's up for your table to decide. Depending on your class, bards, clerics, druids, and wizards can cast spells as a ritual. So you'll see spells that might say just a ritual tag on it. What that means, it's whatever the cast time is plus another 10 minutes. So if it's an action, but you can cast it as a ritual, you can do it for 10 minutes and 6 seconds. The bonus to that is you don't have to use a spell slot. It's kind of free, but you got to sit there for 10 minutes, which may be sketchy.
I like free shit though.
Yeah, free is nice. If you can get away with it, it's a good little perk.
100%. And also an opportunity for your for your party to maybe like defend you, and then your DM to like come up with something on the fly.
Yeah.
And be like, random encounter. Let's roll every minute.
For sure.
And see, right? So
yeah, that's a great idea, right? Like while you're trying to get that Lehman's tidy hut up, which takes 10 minutes, you know, defend the wizard while he's getting your safe haven up. I mean, that's a great idea.
See, I have such great ideas for a DM. I just never do them.
You do one time. It was great.
One time. It was okay.
And you can bring up that other sheet though. So this is the best thing I found on the internet for D&D for spellcasters. This is from a Reddit user called Gaucho Pictures. This is a free thing he put up. He did these spell cards for every class. I mean, even barbarians and stuff, which you don't need. It's a way, if you look at these laminated or you put them in like a sheet protector thing, you can mark on them with some dry erase, track your spell slots. The reason why I wanted Paul to bring this up here is you can see in the bottom, it talks about spell save DC and spell attack modifier. Basically, your spell save DC is a spell you cast on someone like Fireball, for example. You don't roll to hit, people roll to avoid it. So they have to roll higher than 8 plus your proficiency plus your spell casting modifier plus any magic items you have. But your attack modifier is just your proficiency plus your spell casting modifier. Same as if you were swinging a sword with your strength or shooting a bow with your dex. Same kind of difference.
See, that was the part that confused me when I first started playing a caster.
Yeah.
As a non-caster. Or as somebody who has playing a class that has like one damaging spell.
Yeah, no, fair enough. It's a little different because sometimes can be a little anticlimactic because there's sometimes what Wizards of the Coast did is there's some powerful spells that, you know, either if they save, do nothing, but if they fail, you know, instantly kill them, right?
Yeah, no, 100%.
So sometimes you might cast a spell that kind of just fizzles. Like if you're trying to polymorph, you know, a big dragon into a little bunny rabbit that you can like throw in your bag of holding, right? You might, like, you know, if they succeed on their saving throw and just nothing happens, which can be a little anticlimactic on your turn, but when it does happen, it's so exciting, right? So
yeah.
it's
I think that's
cool.
I think that could be up to the DM that describes the fail as well. I think that as if you fail you know, a spell like that, you just describe how it fails, and it could be a lot of fun. So like you know, for example, if you see the dragon start to like get smaller and smaller, and he looks like he's terrified, and he starts growing a little bit of wool, and then it just stops and he bamps out of it, kind of thing. Like that'd be a fun way to fail, right?
That would be fun.
Yeah. So Larian did a really good job with this in Baldur's Gate 3. They made it fun to fail, right? That's the thing that they keep on going on with it, is because if you fail something, you just go on a different path entirely. So you just go down another dialogue path, or you do something else, or like it's not, if you fail, you don't just like walk away with nothing. It's just you went in a different direction, and it's a ton of fun for anybody that has played that game already.
Oh yeah, I mean, I can definitely see. I mean, if I was a big scary red dragon and you tried to turn me into a bunny rabbit, I feel like I'd be looking for the guy with the pointy hat, right? Who just tried to do that?
Guess who just went to the top of the threat list?
Oh, 100%. 100%.
Right.
So you can have a bit of fun with that.
That's right.
So the I guess the trickiest thing I'm going to bring up about spells is you don't always just have them. It's probably the best way to say it. Clerics, druids, paladins, and wizards basically have access to every spell in the spell list. Wizards have a spell book, they have to put them in, but certainly clerics, druids, and paladins, any spell that's tagged with those classes, they have access to. However, after a long rest, they have to prepare a small list, which equals their spellcasting modifier. So if you're a cleric or a druid, your wisdom. If it's a paladin, it's your charisma. It's your spellcasting modifier plus your class level. So if you're a level 1 cleric with +3 wisdom, you can prepare 4 spells a day. Now, it could be any 4 spells a cleric can prepare, but you can only prepare 4. This gives you a little bit more versatility because if you know that tomorrow you're going to go to a sunken ship, you know to prepare some underwater breathing and that kind of stuff.
Makes sense.
Versus bards and rangers, sorcerers, warlocks, and everybody else, they know a certain number of spells. That's it. This is all you know. Every level it tells you learn one more, and now you know it. Now, rules is written, every time you level up, you can swap out one spell for a new spell of a level you can cast. So you're not stuck, but it's slow to change as the current rules are. In a recent Unearthed Arcana, they made it so you can actually switch one out every long rest, which makes bards and rangers and stuff a little bit more flexible.
And we had a conversation earlier as well about that with I keep on bringing up Baldur's Gate 3, but it is on our minds because we are playing it right now. But they made a change to how wizards work. I'm not sure about anybody else's, and we haven't confirmed this. One of our friends pointed it out to us. But basically, any time that you're not in combat, you can change out your spells as a wizard. Again, we haven't confirmed that, but I can see it. I can see them making that change for a video game. So
yeah, for sure. I mean, you want to have that flexibility. No one likes being stuck. I mean, it's certainly how long in Baldur's Gate 3 you're stuck between long rests. That can be, annoying.
Oh, I have a story for after hours for what happened last night.
I'll remind you.
Mm-hmm.
I have one more point to make, I guess, with spells, and this is more towards dungeon masters than players. My best advice for spell slots for dungeon masters is just ignore them. Honestly, if you get into running an encounter where you're running a lot of casters, trying to track spell slots, even with sheets, can be a bit of a nightmare. Considering the average life expectancy of a monster in combat is like 2 to 4 rounds. Typically what I do is if I'm running a sorcerer or a wizard that can cast up to level 5 spells, I'll pick one level 5 spell that I want to be the feature for the battle and make sure they only cast that once, and then just pretty well have at the rest of them. Who cares?
That's really good advice as well, because as a new DM, it can be really, really intimidating to look at a stat block and just go, okay, what do I cast? You plan something out ahead of time and just kind of say, okay, well this makes sense. Let's do it this way. Let's just do this one and make sure that gets cast.
That's right.
The other one too is the have we talked about action-oriented monsters or not?
No, we haven't.
Maybe we should do a section on that, because those are really, really cool. The basis of an action-oriented monster is, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe it's once they get to a certain level of hit points, an action happens. It just happens. So that way, if you're familiar with any sort of video games, the same like raiding in World of Warcraft or anything else, is once they get to say 75% health, then they move on to stage 2 kind of thing. And something will happen that they automatically cast it. It doesn't have to be in their stat block. It doesn't have to be on their turn. It doesn't have to be an action. It's something that happens once they hit that point.
Yep. That's one way. I mean, the other way they do action-oriented monsters is just on round 1, they do this. On round 2, it's this.
Sorry, yeah. That's
which is the other way. Which there's that way as well.
Yeah.
Using the health bar, like a video game boss encounter, which is fantastic. I love it. And it kind of gives your players that bit of a, ooh, we hit a little milestone here, something. They just, I don't know, broke apart the ground. I don't know.
Yeah.
But there's lots of ways. That's definitely something we can talk about in the future.
definitely. We'll do that. It's just a really cool way to build encounters. Because you can add more things in and you don't have to think about it in the time that you're doing it. You just go, oh, okay, yeah, this is what happens now, right? So
yeah, one of my biggest regrets from our home game at the end of Horde of the Dragon Queen was you guys were in that flying castle at the end fighting the bad guys, and I had them all statted out. I rolled the 2 bosses that were there with you like players. They had so many cool abilities. And I mean, they did most of them. It was still a hard fight. Like, you died. But there's stuff.
No, I don't die in our games.
No, never. I mean, you did tank one of them by yourself. But I forgot stuff, as you know, because you're only one brain running any number of bad guys.
Yeah.
You know, don't feel bad if you forget stuff or you're trying to make your life a bit easier on yourself, like forgetting about spell slots. As a DM,
no,
players no forgetting about spell slots, but DMs, yeah, whatever. Different rule set.
Yeah, and in my experience in DMing, if I was to go ahead and do it again, or to do another one shot or continue that campaign, I would 100% do some of the things that we've talked about in this channel and some of our other videos and other episodes, as far as preparing things ahead of time that you know are going to happen, and that's not over prepping, but that's just saying, okay, this is going to happen. I'll make it happen at an objective point, as opposed to, oh, I don't know, we'll see what happens. Once you have those like objective points down and written down so that you know you're not going to forget them, it's a lot easier to just let it go and let it kind of happen, and you can react to what's happening on the battleground as opposed to the more of a meta thing of like what's happening in the fight, what's happening in the whole battle as a whole, right?
Yeah, and it lets you sit down as a DM and kind of enjoy your game too, which is sometimes hard to do.
Which is important.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, gotta be having fun, right? I mean, that's why we're all here.
I stressed out so much the first time I did it.
Everybody does. Don't feel bad. You did great.
It's intense, and you don't know what your players are gonna do.
Nope.
You go completely off the rails and be like, It almost happened a couple times, and I was like, please don't.
Too funny.
How much we're done with the education?
Yeah, that's it. That's all I got on spell slots. Of course, if you guys have any questions, additional stuff, feel free. Eventually this will get posted on YouTube, so if you're watching it there, if you got questions, post in the comments. We have our Discord, we have our Reddit. If you have questions, we will try to get to them.
100%. We're pretty responsive on our Discord. It's turning out to be a really super cool community in there too. So
it's fun.
How much? And here's a question. Here's an important question. How much do you have left in that beautiful stein of yours?
I just topped up, so I'm on number 2.
Without me?
I'm thirsty.
Disappointed. I thought we were friends. I thought we were friends.
We are friends.
What are you drinking the same one? You get 2 pints out of the same can?
It's still the same can.
I'm gonna drink another labelless beer. It has a label. It's just under my hand because we don't have a sponsor this week. So
that's right. But this is
oh no! Wait! I shagged up my first one. I got to be able to do it on the second one.
Oh, nice.
Still weak.
A little bit too much of a plop.
I overcompensated for the pop because there wasn't a lot of fizz. So anyway, continue. Sorry, you were saying.
No, I was going to say this can is 946 milliliters.
Guys, anybody who's watching out of the Geek Bar, I hope you guys have a beer with us right now because we have a full beer each. That is
apparently the ingredients are water, bunca, buncha. I don't know, malt, barley, some hops, and yeast.
I'm a beer nut, and I have no idea what that is. If anybody knows, let us know in the chat or the comments. What a difference in color that has from the last one.
Oh yeah.
Let's see if I can do some crazy effects.
Whoa! Whoa!
There's no logo on the other side of that glass. You can see me. That's a really clear beer. Cool. I'm into it.
I like it.
Now, you don't need to see my face zoomed in that much.
Get out of there.
There we go. So this was the wheat that we were talking about earlier. We'll see how it is. I opened it up and it was like crazy, like floral and estery as soon as I opened it. So,
can you please define estery for people who may not know?
Sorry, I'm going to brutalize this explanation, but esters are essentially the, in like super layman's terms, the smells that yeast gives off when it ferments. So I
like
believe
specifically yeast or any smells.
Well, they're like sweet smells, right? So like there's a
So you
beer.
can say I'm estery because I'm so sweet.
You're smelly. It may not be sweet, but it's but you can you pick your yeast, as far as I know, based on a couple things, but one of the things that you can choose is the esters that it gives off through fermentation. So if you wanted to have like like bananas and cloves kind of thing in a beer, those would be kind of some estery elements to that. But I'm sure I'll be corrected in the comments or chat for somebody who knows more than I do.
What's the internet for if not for being corrected?
It's true, 100%. So I'll give it a try. Oh my goodness. Oh wow. I gotta check the label on this. That was like it's almost sweet and sour at the same time, but definitely had like a weedy aftertaste. Cool.
Like it.
I'm not against that. I'm into it. And though we drink beer on stream, we are not opposed to a spirit, a whiskey, a rum, or a vodka, or a bottle or two, or wine. So anybody who is joining us, don't feel like you got to drink beer with us. But yes, drink responsibly always.
Or drink anything. I after this beer, I have water, and oh man, am I looking forward to that water.
I didn't bring water up.
Oh, you messed up, man.
I did. So we usually take a little bit of an intermission to have our second beer, and that was it. So we're going to move on to our next section, our next segment.
Ooh. We have art.
Art. We wanted, when we started this, we wanted to feature and highlight different artists, whether that is through actual, images, or if it's through, something a little more tactile, like something that somebody sewed or cosplay or dice that they've created or something like that as well. So this is our art feature segment. And I absolutely love it. And there's a reason why I love it, particularly to me. It is an artist called Danny Costello. You can see her name here on the top right. Unfortunately, she doesn't have a Twitter account, I don't believe.
I couldn't find one when I went looking, but we'll have a link to her I think it's called a Redbubble in the doobly-doo.
Yeah.
We'll put it up somewhere people can find it. It's where she takes commissions and has some of her other art there as well.
This is it right here. You can see it on screen.
Oh, look at that.
But yeah. Oh, I'm trying to paste it, but it's a
that's
Facebook
fine.
link.
We'll put it up later.
For sure.
But this actually, I think one of our Discord followers put this up in our memes channel because it was going around the internet a few days ago and just made me laugh a lot. So I looked for the creator and I found her.
But the reason why I love it is because we have a Roomba, and our actual game, in-person game that we play, is we have it at our house, and the Roomba is always like right next to our table watching. There's some jokes that are made.
Paul is teaching AI how to take over the world.
We had a conversation with this earlier, and I yelled at Siri until he got mad at me, and I said, no, it's okay. I'm really friendly to Google, and Google is definitely more powerful than Siri. So.
Rooting for the underdog here, man.
What's that?
Rooting for the underdog.
Root for the underdog. That'll be our next Sierra battle. Google versus Siri.
Siri. Oh, shotgun Google.
I just had to double check that she wasn't listening right now because I have one on my desk. So
always listening, Paul.
She's always listening, without a doubt. Cool. Yeah, actually, here I got the link. Cool. Which is a perfect segue into our next section.
You want to get ad break first?
Yeah, good call. Okay, so our next segment is going to be our weekly CR Monster Battle.
We're not going to do puzzles first?
Say what?
We're not gonna do the puzzle first.
Our next segment is going to be the puzzle.
You did that last time too. Makes me chuckle.
I'm brutal. My God. Yes, we just dropped the link in the chat. We'll also drop the link into our Facebook or our YouTube video when we upload it as well. So last week on our puzzle segment, it was your turn. This time it's my turn to give a puddle. All right, I think that's a cue for us to take a quick ad break. And the reason why we do this is to make sure that we have no pre-roll ads for anybody joining, because we want to make sure that the next couple segments are ad-free for anybody that wants to join. So please bear with us. We do appreciate you sticking around, but we are going to run a quick ad break so that nobody else joining the channel gets ads when they try to join. We'll see you on the flip side. Unless you're a subscriber, we'll see you in the middle.
You'll get to watch me dance.
Oh, that's right. We were just going to dance the entire time during the ad break.
I mean, if this wasn't a reason to stick around, especially the people down in the little picture in the bottom.
That's right. We chatted about basically having like fake laughter the entire time and just crack up and they'd be like, oh, you should have been there kind of thing. So, but unfortunately the ads don't show sometimes to people, so it wouldn't work out very well.
Yeah. Twitch ads are confusing.
They are. There's a misconception about how they work as well. Right. So I was on Reddit.
I definitely had them until we started doing this.
Yeah. And the thing is like, we're not necessarily running them because we make a fortune off of them. I think we make like 10 cents. It's not very much at all.
Maybe.
But it's once you become affiliate, you have to have ads on your channel. And if you don't run them, Twitch will run them for every single person that enters your channel or enters your stream while you're live. And the data shows that if you click on a channel and have to watch a 30-second ad and they're a new channel you haven't watched before and not like Critical Role or any of the big ones, then they've got, they're like, I don't want to sit around, I don't want to invest my time in 30 seconds, I'm just channel surfing kind of thing. Mm-hmm. So for now on, now that the break is over, anybody who joins the channel for the next 30 minutes doesn't get a pre-roll. So it helps us out because people can just hop into the channel, see it, and like figure out what we're all about, decide if they want to stay, and then if they don't, they can bounce then. But generally, if you sit down and watch people, you'll stick around for a little bit. So that's the reason why we try to run some ad breaks before segments that we don't want people interrupted. But it's not because of the fact that we make a fortune off of ads or anything like that. It's quite the opposite. So, and coming from a marketing background, I understand it way too well, and I'm still a little frustrated by it. But we are affiliated, so this is our life now.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So, welcome back.
Hi.
Before the break, we left our adventurers on the puzzle segment. Last week, it was Tilly's try to stump me, and you did not stump me.
I did not.
I succeeded. This time, it is my turn to try and stump him. The reason why we wanted to do this segment is because puzzles are really hard to find.
They're really hard to find.
So we want to be able to showcase one of them every week, or like an idea. You guys can modify it. The one that I'm going to use tonight, I found something and then modified it to like something that would have worked better and I would have enjoyed a little bit better. That means made it harder for him. It's called Payback for episode 1. But the
Sorry.
So we share the puzzles as well. The link will be in the double and in our Discord as well. So we can head on over if I have it queued up and ready to go. Here we go. So Tilly hasn't seen this. He probably has it open right now, but
I have it open just to make it easier so I can read.
Fair enough. So he's seeing this for the first time. I'll narrate it. He gets 5 minutes to try and solve it. And you guys can try. He can consult with the chat in the same way that Who Wants to Call a Millionaire can poll the audience as well.
I'm doomed.
So the puzzle is called The Light Channels Through You. So basically, your party enters a room to find 4 windows, and this is very, very important. You are controlling a party. This is not a solo puzzle, okay?
Cool.
So your party enters a room. You find 4 windows evenly spaced on opposing walls. So 2 on either side, kind of thing. With alternating paintings and copper plates on either side of the windows. Like basically one of each for each window. There's a closed door on the opposite side from which you entered, and a large pristine crystal placed upon a pedestal in the middle of the room. There's a small and clearly aging plaque attached to that pedestal and facing your party as you come in. The door on the outside of the room has no handle or lock that you can see, but it has a smaller crystal above it embedded into the stone. 3 out of the 4 windows are broken out, and from those 3 windows, the different colored light is beaming in from each one. I didn't put in the colors there, but the colors are, one is like a fiery ruby red, one is this beautiful pure emerald green, and the other one is like a sapphire blue that's coming in. Easy to keep track of. So there's a thick... What's that?
I said red, green, blue.
RGB. There is a thick layer of dust on everything that you see, as if nothing has moved in this room in years, if not more. And your timer starts now, sir.
Oh, I should start the timer. I have a timer here. All right, so the first thought I had was... So, okay, there's 4 windows, and there's light coming through 3 of them because they're broken.
Mm-hmm.
There's a crystal, and then there's another crystal above that crystal?
No, sorry, it's above the door.
Above the door. Yeah. Okay.
A smaller crystal above the door, and a bigger crystal, on the pedestal.
And the pedestal is kind of like in the middle of the windows?
Yeah.
In my head?
Imagine it's all fairly symmetrical.
Okay. Well, I guess first thing, I want to look at the plaque that's on the pedestal.
Sure. Roll me an investigation check.
Ooh. What's my modifier?
We'll give you just an average modifier plus 3.
Ooh, nice. Nice.
So, all the way down here, it says, if investigated, the plaque reads, only the true light will show the way.
Huh. Okay, so I guess one of my characters, the fancy one, I'm gonna walk over and look at the blue light. Is there anything like over there?
With regards to the light or the windows, or like...
Oh yeah, so okay, I see what you mean. So yeah, I'll walk over towards like the blue window. Is there anything over there? Like, is that like, what's the deal with the window? Is it just like wood covered, kind of like...
Yeah, it's just a normal window. There's nothing you can do to shutter it or open it. It's just kind of smashed out. Just imagine like concrete stone walls. And there's just a blue beam of light coming in, a kind of concentrated blue beam light coming in. And you see on either side, like I said, a painting and that copper kind of plate.
Oh, okay. So I'm assuming the beams like are kind of like pointed straight out. And then like the crystal's kind of like in the middle, like so the light, the colored light isn't touching the crystal right now.
No, it's not going to the crystal. It's kind of like a little bit haphazard. They're kind of pointed all over the place, but they are pointed down, so it looks like they're coming in from up top.
Okay, and you said there's copper plates?
Yes.
But they're dusty as all hell.
Yes.
All right. I guess each one of my characters, because there's only 3 colors, right?
Yes.
So the fancy one, the cute one, the smart one will go take one of the copper plates and like dust it off and like give it a good shining.
Sure. Do you use spit?
Oh yeah. Extra spitty.
It looks it looks as shiny as an old piece of copper can be.
The dumb one is just going to be like near the crystal picking his nose.
Sure.
But they're going to try to use the plates to kind of angle the light towards the crystal in the middle of the room.
Yeah. All of them
at
the same time?
Yeah, all 3 of them are going to kind of team effort it and like
work
it towards the middle.
So as you do this, you do see You're kind of like shimmering them back and forth. As you do this, there is, depending on the angle that you do, there is, almost like a disco ball. And then for, at one point in time, you go ahead and you see this like focused white beam coming out, just kind of at a random angle.
Oh, crap. Okay. All right. I'll have to get the dumb guy involved. He takes his finger out of his nose, and he'll go get another plate and kind of shine it up as well. Because I'm assuming there's a fourth plate.
Yep. He's smart enough to know that there is a fourth plate and can shine something. Yes.
Okay. So then he'll try to shine the white light to the other crystal that's above the door.
Yeah. So as this happens, and if he's smart enough to be able to do that,
it would take him a minute for sure.
Yeah.
Someone might have to put down one of the other ones and walk over and like smack him and be like, "Oh, like this."
Tell him where to point it. Yeah. So as you do this, the white light that is now all the different colors that have gone through the first crystal reflected off of the copper plate and into the second crystal. Now you hear this rumbling.
Oh shit! I fucked up.
As you hear the rumbling, you see the door that had no handle, no lock, no way to open it up, slowly raise up to the top of the room.
Nice.
And
I'm free.
And you have succeeded. Well done.
Woohoo! With 10 seconds to spare.
Oh, nice. Welcome. And we got, during that puzzle, I didn't want to interrupt because of the fact that you were on a timer, but during that puzzle, we actually got rated. From Fabled 42 brought all of their friends.
Fabled 42.
Yes, thank you very much hosted, sorry, not rated. Yes, rated and host. Rated and host. Yes, thank you for bringing all of your friends, and welcome to our channel. We are Hops and Dragons.
Yeah. Thanks for the follows there, guys. That's
100%,
great.
yeah. Let's so we basically we talk about every Thursday night we stream at this time. We kind of go through some fun rules. We do a few segments on the rules, on some useless items for fun. We do a little puzzle as well. This is what you guys came into. And also we do, our next segment is going to be an actual little monster battle, which we'll get into in a second once we're done our puzzle. So thank you very much for joining. We hope you stick around. We are going to be giving away a free sub in the after show as well. So stick around. And so back to the puzzle here. I'm just going to go down to the solution here. So I changed this up a little tiny bit. The hint was really, really obvious about working together and getting the three beams and all that kind of stuff. So it was I just said, you know what, true light, that makes a little more sense about white light kind of thing, because I would imagine in a fantasy universe people would call true light or sunlight true light. No,
I picked up on it. That was good. I liked it.
Yeah, so little tweaks. I wish I had the other the original that I could show you how I changed it, but I didn't, unfortunately. So the solution is they all have to be pointed into the crystal, which then shines a beam of white light. And that was the other thing too, was that I think the original had you just shone it into the crystal and it automatically pointed up to the other one. But that's why I made a point to have 4, because the other one had to be pointed from the crystal up to the smaller crystal to unlock the door, right?
Well, and that's clever, because really this is a great puzzle, because you could really scale this pretty easily to the number of players you have at your table. Like, imagine if you had less players, you could make those plates something they could set down and turn, versus if you had more than 4 players, you could probably add a couple more colors. I know like the math doesn't work out if once you start weighting the spectrum, but I mean, it's D&D, who cares? But you could, theoretically, you could, kind of complicate it a little bit, but just add in a few more colors there, right?
Definitely, for sure. I also added a side that players could use anything reflective in their pockets. So if they had a mirror or something like that, could totally use that. That's entirely viable. If they used it without dusting, I'm glad you picked up on that. If they use it without cleaning off the dust from the copper plates, it wouldn't have worked. You can be as picky as you want with that. Now I said I have in here as unless the crystal and the plates are shined and cleared from dust, but I let you off. You got it. So the uses,
buddy.
Yeah, the uses that you could go with is just to gate progress and just to toss in a puzzle, and also give a magic item. One of those magic items is basically a small crystal of light. shines a light with the same statistics as a light spell and the color of the player's choice. Not game breaking, but also incredibly useful. So just a little bit of fun, a little bit of flair, and a little bit of a reward for doing this successfully as well. So
yeah, no, I like it.
yeah, so here you go. So this is the alternative that they had here was 3 become 1, and 1 with the strength of 3 can overcome any obstacle. That was a little bit too on the nose for me. I thought that was a little bit too obvious. So
yeah, no, I liked it. That was good. That was fun.
I'm glad you enjoyed it. I'm glad you got it with 10 seconds to spare.
Yes.
So what's our next section? Where are we to now?
Oh, it's Dino battle time.
Right.
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
Right. So last week, can you grab that link there? Last week we polled 2 weeks ago, because it's been 2 weeks since an episode. We polled the internet, we polled you guys, we polled our Discord community, and we asked which one, or which two, I guess, you guys want to see. Every single week for this segment, we pit 2 CR monsters, or similar CR monsters, so CR quarter, half, CR1, whatever. We're gonna move our way up eventually, and we pit them together to see which one's gonna come out on top. We don't know the answer. We haven't done this. We're gonna do this live. It's super fun. At least it's super fun for us, and we don't know how it's gonna come out. I'm 0 for 3. Tilly has won the first 3 that we've done, so we're gonna see if I can break the shutout streak here. But as you can see, if you click on that poll, I'm gonna open it up to see as well. Let's pop on over here. So it was the Dino battle. We did ask between Velociraptor, Pteranodon, Dimetrodon, Hadrosaurus, and the poor Dimetrodon and Hadrosaurus only got 1 vote each. So our Velociraptor came in first, which I knew was going to happen. And yeah, and the Pteranodon, which I'm really, really glad came in second, because that's the one that has the flying and the flyby attack, which is the one that I wanted to use. And the way it works is that the loser gets to pick the one next week. So I have chosen the flying Pteranodon, which means that Tilly's going to use the Velociraptor.
Whoop whoop.
Do you have?
I'm excited for the Velociraptor.
What's that?
I'm excited for the Velociraptor.
I wanted to play the Velociraptor, but just because coolness in Jurassic Park. But
What's his name?
Yeah, I forgot that we had a mocking Paul screen.
Listen, it's not my fault, but it was set up before anybody was there. I don't know. So I can't help that, I'm zombies, constrictor snakes, and gnolls are clearly awesome.
You need to add the health to the zombie, by the way. So here's the thing. After every single time that we've chosen monsters to vote for, Tilly has messaged me and said, "Oh, this is definitely the one that's going to win." And I've lost every time, or I've lost the first time, so I got the first choice, the second one, and I lost brutally. And then he set it up for the next one, and he said, "Yeah, no, the orc is definitely going to win."
Actually, no, I said the hobgoblin, but the hobgoblin didn't make it in.
Right, but between the two of them, the orc was going to win. So I chose the orc, and as you can see, I lost. This week, he told me that the one that I chose is definitely going to win, and I could not argue with him because I think it's without a doubt going to win. Now, when I told him this earlier, he laughed at me, so I think he set me up to fail yet again.
No, I didn't. Here, let's move over. You'll see the map. It'll be fine.
All right, we are using Roll20 for anybody who is interested. It is a free service for those of us that can't play in game or play in person. Sorry.
Yes, this is Roll20. This is a map by Dr. Mapso. We'll make sure we put his Patreon up in the doobly-doo or down in the doobly-doo. I'll post it in chat here now. He has a bunch of neat stuff, but this was a free map he put out, so we're gonna use it.
Sick. It actually looks really cool.
Yeah, it looks really good. It was actually a lot bigger than this, but I scaled it down because it was everything was too small. Because that Velociraptor is so tiny.
Yes, because okay, so the Velociraptor. So I'm a dinosaur fan, right? Like I love dinosaurs, and Velociraptors were like big chickens. They weren't like Jurassic Park dinosaurs or Jurassic Park Velociraptors, where they're the size of almost the size of a car. They're tiny and they have pack tactics, so they run in packs. Anyway,
yeah, It's in D&D. It's a tiny beast. It's tiny. It's, you're gonna have to zoom in to see that little guy. If it wasn't for his really long name, no one would know where he was.
I didn't even see him when I first zoomed in. But yeah, we'll take a look and see how tiny he is. Actually, this is a big map. This is the biggest map we've had so far, isn't it?
It's the biggest map we've had, and like I said, I cut it back by half. It's a big map if you're looking to use something cool in your roll 20 games.
He's so little. So explain to me how this map works, because you are in charge of choosing the monsters, and you're also in charge of setting the map, which I don't know how I feel. I feel like we need to split up those things because you've got too much power.
Busted. No, so I did this one. He's my little Velociraptor's in that big cave. He's eating all those fancy bones. Your Pteranodon is just kind of flying around. That is a ledge. We'll call it like a 10-foot drop, but there is those boulders kind of make a ramp down if need be. And,
so you have to run down here, but I can fly up.
You can fly wherever you want. The way I have it set up is if everybody can see, obviously the green bar is our health as per usual. I use the blue bar on the Pteranodon as a height increment. So right now I have him set at flying 10 feet off the ground.
Sure, that makes sense.
And I just made it 60, but I mean, you can really fly as high as you want.
I don't think that this pit would be more than 60 feet high, but who knows?
Who knows?
How tall is this ridge here?
We'll call the ridge like 15 feet.
Sure. Sounds good. I'm totally gonna die.
We'll see. I guess the trick here is that, like Paul was saying, the Pteranodon has flyby. So basically, it can fly at 60 feet, or it can fly up to me, attack, and then continue on flying without provoking attacks of opportunity, which is hacks. And it has a little bit more health than the Velociraptor. The AC is the same. The Velociraptor, however, if it had friends, it would have pack tactics, so it would get advantage, but it doesn't. And it would typically have multi-attack, so it would do a bite and a claw attack on its turn.
Yeah, so if it wasn't for the flying for the Pteranodon, then the Velociraptor would hands down, I think, win because of the multi-attack.
Yeah, I know, I agree. The Velociraptor definitely is a damage dealer. It only has 10 HP, but it can dish out some hurt. It's only a CR4 creature, but on one turn it can do a 2d6 plus 1 or 1d6 plus 2 and a 1d4 plus 2. Like
it can bring the pain as a little chicken. I mean,
theoretically, it could one hit pretty well any level 1 character.
Yeah, that's true.
Or one turn anyway, but.
All right, are you ready to roll for initiative?
Oh, buddy. I'm so ready.
Are we going to roll
Get
in?
some
Huh? Are we?
I was going to say.
Go
I'm
ahead.
just so excited.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, I've seen a lot of Pteranodons in chat here. Like, nobody wants the Velociraptor to win.
Now you know how it feels, okay?
So say it.
This is the first time anybody's bet on me. Are you ready to roll for initiative?
This sucks. I have 1d20 plus 2 for the Velociraptor.
Oh, what's my? Oh no! See, what's my plus to hit? Plus 3. Let's try. Let's try and not have the switch back and forth. Yeah, send that to me on something, so I can open up on another screen. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 screens in front of me, and they're all in use.
Oh. I'll just tell you. If you ask, I'll tell you.
All right, sounds good. Sounds good. It's easy peasy anyway. So
you need a plus 2 to your initiative roll. Same as me.
1d20 plus 2. You ready?
Yeah, 19. Oh. Yes.
And I get a 12. All right.
So the Velociraptor is eyeballing that Pteranodon. And I am going to ready in action.
Oh, of course you do. Yeah, see? He tricked me.
Trick nothing. I'm going to move ahead a little bit, though, because he's a snappy little dude. And I'm going to ready my bite attack for when the Pteranodon gets within range.
See?
And I will end my turn.
And when you ready your when you ready that attack, it's just a one attack. It's not a multi-attack,
Yeah,
right?
so rules is written, you can multi-attack or extra attack like players have can only be, you can only attack once as a reaction. So basically what you're doing is when you ready an action, you're going to use your reaction to make the thing happen when the trigger happens. So right. Velociraptor has multi-attack, but you can't use multi-attack as a reaction. You can only pick one or two. So I'm going to pick the bite because it does the higher damage.
Makes sense. All right, well, I'm going to do the only thing I can do. How do I turn him around?
There you go.
No, but I can't click on it because it's underneath. All right, he won't. He won't fly the right way. So how much movement do I have?
You have 60 feet of flying speed.
So I'm going to come up 5 feet to get over that thingy thing.
Uh-huh.
And how much? Oh, it's only 10 feet forward, isn't it? No, sorry. He has 60 feet flying speed. Never mind. My bad. So I was thinking
so he just
something
used 5, so he still has 55 feet of movement left.
Yes, he only has 10 feet of walking speed is what it was.
Oh, yes, only 10 feet of walking speed. That's correct.
So he'll make this no problem.
And when you get within range, I'm going to do attack.
Uh-huh.
A 1d20 plus 4.
Uh-huh.
For my bite. Oh, I'm assuming a 7 doesn't hit.
You told me you get stat block.
Your AC is a 6. I mean, it's a 13.
Yeah. Okay. You guys in chat had to fact check him because this is. I'm opening this up on my iPad. Screw this.
I missed.
You miss. So that means that I get to roll to hit, and I get a +4 to hit. Is it?
+3.
+3. My bad. So 1d22 +3. No, not a 1d22. Those don't exist. 1d20 +3 to hit.
Oh, yeah, that hits. My 13 AC.
So 17 +3 is a 20 who hits. And now that would be a
2d4 plus 1 on the bite attack.
2d4 plus 1.
Son of a bitch.
And let's see how much damage I did you for.
Oh!
So that's
no!
That's a 3 and a 4 plus 1 for 8.
I don't like losing, people. This is who made up these rules.
Y'all pick the winner this week.
This is the worst.
So I still have how I should have counted that. What was that? 5.
Hold on, I got it. 5, 10, 15, 20. So you still have like 30 or 40 feet of movement left.
Plus I went up 5, so
okay, yeah, I have 35 feet of movement left.
Cool. I'm just gonna move back here.
Cool.
5, 10, 15 feet.
Well, my Velociraptor using
ready
his
as an action.
30 feet of movement. Actually, I wonder. No, you can't do that. That'd be cool, though. What is his strength score?
I got it.
Okay. Not high enough. I was going to say, if he has a high enough strength, I might try to jump attack you.
You don't have enough movement to jump attack me.
Oh, you're up high.
Well, no, I'm even with you, but
like theoretically, yeah, no, you're right. I don't.
Yeah.
Crap. Anyway, I'm going to pace 15 feet back and then 15 feet forward and ready my bite attack again because god damn it.
I see this little chicken dinosaur pacing around angrily, and I decide to dive bomb him again because it's the only thing I can do.
You suck.
But this time
I'm going to attack as soon as you get in range.
Sure.
1d20 plus 2. Is that right? No. 1d20 plus 4. Haha. Haha, nat 20! Yeah!
For those of you that are new to our channel, what we do when we hit a nat 20. But first, we drink. So, congratulations, sir.
Cheers. I don't think it's enough for me to do it though.
I don't know, but
What's your health? You have 13 HP. So I'm doing 2d6 plus 2. Whew. Boys, people. 2d6 plus 2.
oh, this is a big roll here.
Okay. 7. That's still pretty good.
So -7 damage. All right, this is close. I think this might be the closest. See, I knew you tricked me though.
Whatever.
So
Roll to hit me.
I'm going to circle around you because I don't like this. I'm just gonna like circle all the way around. You don't just fly and stop and go away. So, we are going to, and I'm just wasting my movement now for the sake of wasting it, which is gonna come back to bite me. So that would be
Excellent.
1d20 plus 3, right?
Yes, that sounds right.
We can check.
Yeah, 1d20 plus 3.
1d20 plus 3. So as he's flying by, rears his jaws and goes in to try and nip at your neck. And
I mean, I imagine a Velociraptor would be a meal for a Pteranodon.
100% he would. So as he comes in
What a
with
weird thing to be prey. Anyway, move on.
with his jaws beard, he rolls an 8 plus 3.
Oh, you miss. You miss.
What's your AC?
13. Get out of here.
Oh no.
Get out. Where'd you start?
Fuck.
Did you start here? I think.
Yeah.
So 5, 10, 15, 20 to get you here, 25, 30, 35, 40 to get you where you are.
So I have 56. Wait, how many? 45?
You got 20 left, yeah.
50. Yeah, okay. 5, 10, 15, 20.
Crap. Oh, folks. This is anybody's game here now.
He's getting close.
Oh man. All right, I'm gonna pace again because that worked well. 15 over, 15 back, readying my action to bite when the Pteranodon gets within range.
I don't like this whole superstitious thing.
I mean, like, I don't have dice to blow on or whatever, so
You can blow on the screen if you want. All right, here we go. So I dive bomb back in. Over here.
as you get within range, I attack.
Go ahead, sir. Roll to hit.
1d20 plus 2.
This could make or break
sorry,
it.
1d20 plus 4.
Unless we both miss.
Oh, yes! Yes!
You rolled a 19 plus 4. You have a plus 4 to
buddy.
hit?
I do.
I thought you had a plus 3 to hit, same as me.
I have a plus 4 to hit. Look it up.
Live fact checking.
Go ahead.
Plus 3 to hit. Plus, you bastard. All right.
I mean, I rolled a 19. Your AC is 13. I would still hit.
It hits.
Okay, folks. 1d6 plus 2. If I roll, what are your health? I got to roll
6.
a 4 or higher.
So help me God if you win on this.
Yes!
You rolled
got snake ass.
Fuck. Suck it, boy.
Ooh!
Nat 1 plus 2.
Still, all right. This is
So minus 3. That means he has 3 health left. So 3 to 2. This is the closest closest battle that we've had so far.
this is neck and neck.
He is just real angry at you because you've almost killed him now. So he's not even fucking around trying to fly around you being all smarmy. He is just going to straight up snap at you as hard as he can. And he rolls to hit.
Shit.
So that's a 17 plus 3. So that's a 20. Does it hit?
Yeah.
I thought so.
Beats my 13 AC.
So he bares his jaws and goes in for the neck. and rolls a 2d4 plus 1. Oh, I can't lose this. It's 2 dice.
You can't. This is so sad.
And that's a 3 plus 1 plus 1 for 5 damage. And ladies and gentlemen, Paul Dirtle has finally gotten his first CR Monster Battle win.
With that, like, whimpering, that sad dog sound. The Velociraptor falls over. Congratulations. Enjoy your meal.
He sits on top and just tears the absolute shit out of all of his limbs and just relishes in his victory. Not sure why he's so happy he won, but something in another life told him that this is a battle he's been fighting for centuries. Bring us
Good
back.
job, buddy.
Thank you. Bring us back over to the screeny screen and put me. Oh, I've zoomed in way too much. And put me on the winner's side. I'm actually really stoked about it. Look, you already had yourself over on there. Get out of here. Over here. That's right.
How much health did you have again?
3.
13.
What? Why do I have
13 health?
13? Yeah. No, you should leave.
No,
should
I already fixed them all.
Oh, okay, fair enough. I was going to leave how much was there to see how close the fight was, but I am so grateful. Thank you for everybody that supported me in chat and voted for the Pteranodon. Especially after Tilly tried to trick me for the 4th week in a row.
How did I try to trick you? It's not like, how fun of a fight would that have been if you could just fly in and leave and I just had to sit there doing nothing for a whole fight?
Well, I think you played it off as you were like, oh, I screwed up. If that's the one that wins, everything else loses to it.
I 100% did that. Yeah, that's true.
You did. You jerk.
You still won. The Pteranodon is still hacks. It's a great, for a CR 1/4 creature, that flyby ability is going to mindfuck any of your players.
If you didn't, so if you use this as the first time you probably get away with it. The second time you might, your players might know what's going on and might ready in action. But because of the fact that you knew about it ahead of time and thought about it for 2 weeks, you were like, what's the strategy I can use to be able to get, to counteract this? So, and you still lost.
I still lost. Congratulations, sir. Welcome to the board of winners. Which means I get to pick next week.
So does that mean that you choose the monsters?
I already haven't picked.
Do I get to choose? You already. Damn it.
Listen, I do content. This with divisional labor here, man. You know how this works.
This is true. Fine.
All right. So next week, we're bumping up to a CR1 battle, which I think we might have already did a CR1, but it's going to be a battle of constructs. Animated armor, a quadrone, a scarecrow, and a stone cursed, which is actually from Volos. Just posted the poll in chat for if anyone want to vote. Constructs are, I just said, animated armor, quadrone, scarecrow, and a stone cursed.
I didn't hear that. I apologize.
They're pretty neat. Constructs are like things that were created by wizards or like liches, like not bad things. They're like animated objects almost.
So without looking at the stat blocks, I think the animated armor would be pretty cool. I think the scarecrow would be kind of fun to RP, especially given the fact that it's Halloween. The stone curse sounds pretty cool. I think I'm into that. I assume it's like a statue.
Yeah, so they're all, I'm pretty sure every one of them, I'm not 100% sure about the quadrone, but the animated armor, the scarecrow, and stone cursed have an ability that's basically, if they're standing still, they're indistinguishable from statues. So they're really good to throw at your players, like the stereotypical video game animation when you're walking down a hallway with all the statues and like 2 of them pop to life and come at you.
Yeah,
that's these ones.
That's awesome.
So I had an idea. I don't know if we can pull it off, but I had that idea. I don't know. I really don't know how we would do it in Roll20.
Right.
But my thought was it'd be cool if somehow I could, and maybe it would be worth coming up with a third party to DM this for us, is to actually have like, if let's say I had the animated armor and you had this scarecrow and the stone cursed, have like multiple of the same minis, so we didn't know which one was the one. You know what I mean?
That's a pretty cool idea.
It was a good idea. It would take a bit of doing,
yeah.
But
we might have to enlist some of our friends to be able to do this, but that would be pretty fun, actually.
It would be pretty cool. And it would, at the very least, whoever, like, it's it's almost kind of a reason you wouldn't want to win initiative. You know, who's going to move first?
Yeah. Well, it's just going to be like us being like,
I'm not
intern.
I'm not moving. I'm not moving. Intern.
So that's the stone curse, is it?
The Stone Curse, the animated armor, I'm pretty sure the Scarecrow have that same ability where they're indistinguishable from like a statue or whatever.
Very cool.
Unless they move.
Very, very cool. And what's a quadrone?
It's a lawful creature. It's like from the plane of law, basically.
Makes sense.
Yeah, they're pretty cool. Like kind of mechanical beings.
Is it like a robot?
Kinda. Looks robot-y.
Sure. Okay.
They're like they're almost like little cubes or little like spheres with like arms and legs.
Quadrone. That would be a cube. Yeah, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna look it up real quick here. See if I can get a quadrone is a quadricopter.
The neat thing about quadrones, they have so many arms. So they actually have their multi-attack. It's either 2 fist attacks or 4 short bow attacks on their turn.
I've seen these before. I know what they are.
You have fought them in our game.
Have I?
Yeah.
Man, I have no memory.
It makes it so easy to reuse things, though.
Yeah, because I don't remember anything. These are cute. I'm into it.
Yeah. The animated armor is kind of what you'd expect. It's, plate armor. Does a bunch of damage.
Magically animated. Cool. That's I think that's gonna be a fun fight. So we'll see who wins.
Ooh,
I knew who was gonna win last one. I knew Velociraptor was gonna win.
Oh yeah, Velociraptor is the one no one had to Google. Yeah. What I'm thinking I'm gonna do, I had this one ready for this week. I haven't decided because this would be the battle for episode 5. I'm thinking for the battle for episode 6, I'm gonna put a short description. Maybe explaining some pluses or minuses.
Sure, yeah, that might be worthwhile.
If people
100%.
don't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Or what they are,
We see a couple of people have voted already. I see a clear winner already, so you guys need to go ahead and vote. So that'll be next week. Yes, we are live next week.
Next Thursday, yeah.
We will get into I am going out of town. No, I'm not missing any. We're good.
Dope.
I'll miss the Sunday stream that we're out of town. So in 2 weeks from now, the gameplay stream, but not any episodes. So
cool.
This concludes our episode, but we are going to do an after hours show where we go through the chat, answer some of you guys' questions, and engage a little tiny bit more. And more importantly, we're going to give away a free sub to celebrate the fact that we have our emotes approved.
Whoop, whoop.
We are going to do that in the after show, aptly named After Hours, because every good bar keeps on serving up the goodness after the the regular serving hours. So if you guys want to stick around, we are going to end the episode now, and then we're going to hang out for a little tiny bit.
Yeah. So thanks for listening, everybody.
You got your cue. I love it.
Such a dick.
Such
a dick.
Make sure.
But yeah, thanks for listening.
make sure to give us a follow if you're not already here on Twitch. It helps us grow. It helps us be able to do this more often and make more content off stream as well. Bring more stuff like this to you, like the useless items of the week and all that kind of stuff. It helps us grow, helps the community grow. We're all in this together, and we all love playing D&D and talking about D&D. So as you can see at the bottom of the screen, it is at Hops and Dragons. We are on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. You can join our Discord as well. It's a super fun community, and there's lots of chatter going on there throughout the day. We also have a YouTube channel where we upload episodes afterwards. We also cut it up. We've got some bigger plans for that in the future as well once we get there. But you can give us a subscribe there, give us some watches, looks, listens. If you've missed any aspect of this show, because unfortunately the VODs only last for a little bit. What else?
I think you got it all, man.
We have a Reddit, and the Reddit is all set up. We just don't have any content in there yet. One thing at a time.
But if you want to go post some stuff there, have at it.
100%. So we will be building that in the next little while. If you guys are, this is something that I didn't know when I started doing this, but if you do have an Amazon Prime membership, you do get a free Twitch Prime a Twitch subscription with that Amazon membership. This is the most awkward outro I've ever done in my life so far. But yeah, if you do have Amazon Prime, you get a free Twitch subscription. If you're not using it, if no one else has it, feel free to toss it our way. It certainly helps the channel out. And you get certain perks as well. You get ad-free viewing when you do come back, and you do get emotes, which we now have a second one because of our new subscribers tonight. And thank you so much for those subscribers and our new followers. So yeah, I think that's it. I think that's all of our call outs.
So as always, everybody, don't forget, beer is good, but drink responsibly.
And may all your rolls be nat 20s.
Cheers.
Cheers. How loud was that?
That was so loud. So loud. Professionals.
Yeah, well. What's up?
I was just saying I have to pee.